It was a quiet suburban night. No sirens, no emergencies, just calm streets. But that calm was about to be shattered. By morning, everything had changed. An HOA Karen had made a decision that involved a federal vehicle and triggered a felony charge. The neighborhood looked perfect, with trimmed lawns, uniform houses, and gated streets. Residents prided themselves on order and rules. Parking violations were not taken lightly. No warnings, no exceptions. Every resident knew who she was. She watched, she reported, and she acted with confidence. She believed she was always right. Asterisk, the car looked normal, just a black sedan parked on the street. To most people, it was unremarkable, but it wasn't normal. It was an unmarked FBI vehicle, a car used for sensitive operations, surveillance, and investigations. There were no logos, no lights, nothing to indicate its true purpose. The agent parked legally, with temporary authorization to be there. But HOA rules didn't care about federal law, and HOA Karen certainly didn't. Asterisk, she saw the car and made a decision. She didn't ask questions. She didn't investigate. She called the towing company immediately, insisting the vehicle be removed. By 2:13 a.m., a tow truck arrived. Within minutes, the unmarked car was gone. The vehicle contained sensitive equipment, tools, and documents. The FBI had been tracking it, and the sudden movement immediately triggered alarms. Asterisk, by sunrise, the agents knew 3 things. The vehicle was missing. It had been moved without authorization, and someone had interfered with federal property. Tow yard records were checked. Phone calls were traced. HOA Karen's name appeared quickly in the records. She had no idea what was coming next. Asterisk, when federal agents arrived at her door, authority meant nothing. Her confidence disappeared instantly. Her HOA status, her sense of control, her knowledge of the neighborhood rules, all irrelevant. She had not just violated an HOA policy. She had triggered Title 18 violations, interference with federal property, obstruction, a felony charge. It was serious. It could not be ignored. Asterisk, apologies and explanations did not matter. Ignorance did not matter. The bylaws of the HOA did not matter. Federal law does not bend to neighborhood rules. The agents explained the consequences, but the law had already taken its course. The felony charge stuck, not because of malice, but because actions have consequences. Asterisk, the HOA reacted quickly. Policies were rewritten overnight. Tow contracts were suspended. Board members quietly resigned. HOA Karen disappeared from meetings and public life. Residents began to whisper, realizing how fragile their sense of control really was. Authority without understanding is dangerous. Asterisk, people began to understand the scale of what had happened. One phone call, one decision, one mistake, and a federal felony. The incident became a cautionary tale. Some rules, it turns out, are far bigger than HOAs. Some actions carry consequences that do not disappear. Asterisk, the unmarked car was returned. The equipment was secured. Investigations continued. HOA Karen faced inquiries, interviews, and the lasting shadow of her actions. She had learned, too late, that her sense of power in a small community could not override federal authority. The neighborhood remained the same on the surface, calm and quiet. But underneath, people were more careful. They remembered how one person's decision could set off a chain reaction. Asterisk, the story spread. Residents discussed it quietly. HOA meetings, became tense. The tale became a warning. Never assume authority without knowledge. Never act without understanding the stakes. Never let personal judgment override law. Asterisk, even years later, people remembered that night. The black sedan, the flashing amber lights, the agents at the door, the felonies filed. One moment of impulsive authority had caused lasting consequences. For HOA Karen, the lesson was clear. For the neighborhood, the lesson was clear. For anyone watching this story, the lesson is the same. Some decisions are bigger than us. Some rules are larger than any neighborhood, and some mistakes echo long after the moment has passed. Asterisk, this wasn't just about a car. It wasn't just about a tow. It was about power, assumptions, and responsibility. It was about understanding limits and respecting laws that exist far beyond our personal judgment. One simple action, one mistake, one misunderstanding, and a felony charge that would never go away. It is a story of caution, of awareness, and of the dangers of unchecked authority.